Next part is the G. G stands for goals. So we're going to talk about goals, and you need to have goals in all those areas. We're going to focus right now only on the money because that's what we have the time. But at home, for home, I will show you how to do that, and you will do the goals for the rest of them. For now, we're going to focus on the goals for money. I mentioned it before, and I'm going to mention it again. Most entrepreneurs don't set goals, point. If I will ask you honestly to tell me what's your financial goal for this year, for 2016, most of you will not have a goal. Most of you. Some of you will have a goal, which will be the wrong goal. And again, I don't know what's better. I mean, I know that, guys, I know that. How do I know? How can I say with almost 100% certainty that you don't have either the right goals or goals at all? How do I know? I don't know you. I mean, most of you I met today. How do I know? Because you're sitting here. Guys, because you're sitting here. If you would have set goals the right way, then everything else becomes much easier. Probably you wouldn't have the need to sit here. You will be there either working or enjoying the results of your work. If you're here, one of the things that is happening is that you don't have the right mindset, and the next one is that you don't have goals or you don't have the right goals. So please be open to that. I'm not trying to put you down. I've been there for so many years. I've been there more years than you were, probably. But I want to save you those 10 years that you don't have to go if you set the right goals. That's the start. That's where we're starting after the mindset. So every master entrepreneur, what we call master entrepreneur, have 3 financial goals for the business. 3 different financial goals, and they will set it every beginning of the year, for the whole year, and they will set it for a quarter, they will set it for a month, for a week, etc. So you need to have 3 goals for your business. The first one is what we call working income. Okay, that's the first goal, working income. That's what most of you do, right? You're working for your money. How many of you are working for your money? All right, if you didn't raise your hand, you probably don't have a business. But we are working for our money. If you would pay me for this event, you don't, but if you would pay me, then I'm working for my money right now, for this money. It's a working income, right? Let's assume that you would pay me 2,000 euros for being here, and I'm not here, what will happen? Yeah, but I will need to return the money, right? I will need to return you the money. So I cannot earn if I'm not physically here. That's working income. Do you understand? If you're a massage therapist, you get money for giving massage. If you're a graphic designer, you're getting paid when you deliver a design, right? If you're a coach or a consultant, you're getting paid when you deliver the session. Would you agree? Yes. Okay, so that's working income. You understand what working income is? Yes. Is it good? Is it bad? It's fantastic. We need to have that. You need to have a working income. Otherwise, why do a business? Go sit at home. Then you have a hobby. In business, we want to generate income, working income. How big do you want it? As big as possible. Right? Guys, I know it's afternoon, and I know that it's after lunch, and I know that it's hot, but come on. You want your working income as high as possible. Is that making sense? Yes. Anybody in the back, you want your working income as high as possible? Yes. All right, cool. So I'm not alone. All right, so that's one goal. We need to figure out the number for that in order to make it concrete, but a first goal is to have our working income as high as possible. Now, the next goal that you want to have in your business, and every master entrepreneur has that, is you want to have a passive income, and you want to have it as high as possible. Now, passive income is something that I'm pretty sure that unless you did open service trainings before, you don't have a clue about it, and if you heard about it, you don't generate that. And that's a shame, because the whole point for me to start a business is that I can generate a lot of passive income. You cannot do that as an employee. Passive income doesn't mean, like many people will try to make you believe, that you do nothing, you sit on your chair, folding your hands, watching television, and money comes into your bank account. And there's quite a lot of schemes over the internet or over all kinds of MLM companies or whatever it is, or franchises that will tell you that's basically what you do. Oh, it's free money. You just sit, buy my system, and then you start generating money, passive income or whatever, without working. That's not what passive income is about. Passive income means that you work for it once, and you get paid for it multiple times. Right now, whatever you do, which is working income, you get paid for every time that you do it, you get paid once. If you gave a coaching session or a consulting session, you get paid for it. That's it. You're not going to get for the same session again and again and again, right? If you gave a graphic design for somebody that was, somebody ordered a web design, and you did that, you're not going to get paid for that 3 or 4 or 5 or 500 times, right? But if you wrote a book, and it doesn't matter how long it takes you, if it takes you 2 weeks, 4 months, whatever it is, you wrote a book, you packaged all your information in a book, that took time, that took effort, that took work, but as soon as that goes to the shops and people are buying it, you don't have to work anymore, and you're getting paid for that. It's not a lot, so don't take that as a good example for passive income. We are teaching people in advanced courses how to write a book, but we don't recommend that as a way to generate passive income because you get very little. Okay, for a book, you get royalties, which is about €2 from a book like this. You need to be, J.R. Rowling and write Harry Potter in order to become very wealthy from that. Okay, very few people get wealthy that way. So it's not so much for passive income, but the principle is clear, right? You get paid even if you work or you don't work, and you can get paid for the same book any times that you want. You want to get paid for it 100 times, 1,000 times, 100,000 times. In the case of Harry Potter, millions and millions of times. But you don't work more than that. Does that make sense? Guys, are you clear? Now, I would prefer to package my information in a different way. If I put my information in a DVD, and this DVD is from an event that we did a couple of years ago, I filmed it once, so it took me the time to work on it, and then we put it in the 2 DVDs, and my eyes are not as good as it used to be. So I think we sell that for €500 or whatever it is in the shop that we have in the other room. For 2 DVDs, I created it once, it took me the work, but now it's been generating €500 every single time, or whatever it's being sold for. That's passive income. Do you understand? Yes. Guys, are you with me? It's not the only ways. Don't get hooked on a DVD or a book or whatever it is, or a CD. There's many ways to generate passive income. We teach that in the Financial Freedom course. But the point is that you need to understand that as an employee, you cannot generate that. Because as an employee, you get paid for your time. Okay? You cannot go to your job and say, well, I'm going to work that hour, but you're going to pay me for that today, tomorrow, and the day after also. It's not going to work, right? In business, it can be if you set it up right, which most of you didn't, but after you do with us some courses, you will learn how to do that. So this is very, very important. Passive income is crucial. Passive income makes you financially free. Working income doesn't make a difference how much money you make. You can make millions a year. It doesn't make you financially free. Most of the movie stars that you know, and athletes, super athletes and supermodels and whatever it is that makes millions and millions per gig are not financially free. Okay? They need to keep on working for the money all the time, because the moment they stop working, they stop getting paid. Passive income is when you keep on getting paid even if you don't work. And that's what financial freedom, at a certain amount of money, that comes in. It's not so difficult to create. This is something that you need to consider as a goal, at least for the future. And the last one, when it comes to business, the last one that I want to mention, and again, I'm pretty sure that 99.9% of the people in this room never thought about it, let alone actually put it as a goal, is the goal about the worth or the value of your business. What do you want to put the value or the worth of your business? What is it? How much does it worth? Okay? And most of you, how many of you are ZZ payers? Just guys, I'll explain to the people that don't understand Dutch, and then I'll ask the question again so they can answer also. Okay, ZZ payer is a term in Holland, or in Dutch, sorry. And basically it means that you are an independent without employees. Okay, this is a kind of a religion actually in Holland. But it might be that you're from another country, and basically what it means is that you're a one-man show and want to stay this way for the rest of your life. So how many of you are ZZ payers or the derivative of that in another country? Great. Okay, so first of all, I said that it's a religion, and it's true, but it's also a disease. Okay, and we will have to cure you from that by the end of this weekend. So by the end of this weekend, you will want to stop being a ZZ payer. Otherwise, I didn't do my job very, very well. Okay, somebody told you that it's a good idea, and he sold you that because he just made you to the new type of slave. For a long, long time, employees were the slave of society. Now the ZZ payers are the slave of society. Some of you are Parkinson agreeing with me. Some of you do not agree with me. It's because you're not long enough as a ZZ payer. Okay? Let me explain it in different words why I think it's a disease. It's not a disease. It's something that you do for a while, but not forever. It's not something to be proud of as something for the rest of my life. How many of you ever fell in love with a person, not a horse? Great. How many of you, as a result of that, started a relationship, a good relationship? Wonderful. How many of you had a few years of good relationship? Doesn't matter how much, but at one point, that was over. This relationship were over, you broke up, and you were alone again. Anybody ever happened to you? Wonderful. Still a lot of hands up there. Good. Now, what many, many people do in this phase is before they go to the next big relationship, they go into a relationship which we call the rebound relationship. You know what a rebound relationship is? It's somebody that you know it's not the one, he or she is not the one, but it's good for my ego and it's good to heal some wounds or whatever it is. It's good for the sex or whatever it is. It's good for a period. A rebound boyfriend or girlfriend is good for a period. You do that for a month, you do it for 6 months. If you're really into, prolonging your suffering, you do that for a year. But it's not what you can do that for the rest of your life. How many of you understand what I'm saying? Okay, ZZ payer is a rebound boyfriend or girlfriend. It's a rebound on your boss. You hated the job, or you maybe you're not hated, but you thought that you're smarter than your job, and you decide, your boss, sorry, and you decide I'm going to do it on my own. That's fine. But ZZ paying is doing it for a period until you get enough confidence or until you check enough your ideas and test the water until you're ready to actually open a business. It's a rebound period. If you're doing it for 3 months, for 6 months, maybe for a year, I'll give you a slack. But some of you are 20 years ZZ payers and proud of it and say, I'm going to stay ZZ payer for the rest of my life. Somebody sold you a story and you just bought into that and you're just, serving somebody else. It's crazy. This ideology of never having an employees, it's because you think that employees are pain in the ass. And you know who thinks that employees are pain in the ass? The only people that were, when they were employees, were pain in the ass. And you know what I'm talking about. Okay? Because employees are fantastic. And it doesn't have to be, by the way, employees. ZZ Payer doesn't mean that you need to have a business with 10 people working for you, but it means that you don't do it alone. ZZ Payer, by religion, I will do it alone. And it's a bad religion. And this is not yet the pep talk for that. This is just, preparing you that if you don't want to hear that, maybe tomorrow you don't want to come. Okay? So, as long as you're ZZ Payer, the reason why I'm connecting it here, as long as you're a ZZ Payer, as long as you have your business as you, the worth of your business is what? It has a number. How much does it worth in euro? Yeah, it has also a shape with your fingers. It looks like this. Okay? Don't know if you can see it from the back. But that's the shape. That's the worth of your business when you are the business. Because who is going to want to buy the business? Who is going to want to buy the business when you're the business? Nobody. Okay? Maybe people will want to buy McDonald's. Maybe people will want to buy Apple. Maybe people will want to buy Nike. Maybe people will want to buy a car wash down the street. But nobody wants to buy a business that depends on you. Just there's no reason for that, so your business is worth zero. So if today you want, or today, tomorrow you want to close the business for whatever reason, you cannot sell it, you cannot give it to anybody else to take it because it's about you, and then your business is worth zero. You can close the door with the key and throw the key in the sea, and that's it. And for me, that's crazy. Now, I didn't understand that when I was in your seats. I didn't understand that. Open Circles is built around me. This is not a ZZ Pay business. We are today with 7, 8 people in the company. We were at one point when we were big in the team, we were 20 people in the team. It was still all about me. It was all about 20 people that needed to make sure that there is a stage and that there's enough people in the room and that there is enough whatever needs to be so Nisande can stand and do his rock star thingy. Okay? But that's still a business that the worth is zero, because if I'm not in the business, what is the business worth? Nothing. So we changed. When I got that point, we started to change. We started creating products. We started creating recordings. Everything that you see right now is being recorded. We have a lot of product that we're selling online in different places, in different ways. So today we're generating more and more of our income, not by me being present. But we didn't know that at the beginning, so I made all the mistakes that you probably made. All I'm trying to say is wake up as soon as possible. And if you don't have yet a business, then start thinking about it now before you're already into the ZZ Pay religion. In my opinion. Now, most ZZ payers, by the way, because we love so much what we're doing, if I will ask you, what are you going to do when you're closing your business? Most of you will answer, I'm not planning to close it. I'm planning to work until the day I drop or something like that, right? How many of you are planning to stay for a long time in your business because you love it so much? People are hesitating to answer. Don't worry, guys. I need your honest answer, not for me, for you. Okay, how many of you are right now in your idea, you're going to stay in your business forever as long as you can work? Okay, all right, and that's great, that's cool. I'm the same. Okay, but you need to understand, or you need to realize that it's not always going to happen this way, because you might get sick. You might get sick and couldn't work. Imagine that I'm right now getting paid for it, because I'm not, but when you come to the other trainings, I am getting paid for that, and I'm sick and I'm not showing up. What happens? We need to return your money. Right? So we didn't see any money. What happened if you're sick for 6 months? What happens if you're sick for a year or 2 years? What happened if I'm losing my voice? Forever. Okay? It's something that's worth considering. I have a family to feed. I have a business that needs to keep on working. What do you do? Okay? So that can be one thing. Another thing that can happen, you're healthy like an ox. What happens if your kid gets sick? What happens if your parents get sick and you need to take care of them? And you suddenly need 6 months to stay basically daily in a hospital to take care of somebody you care for. Is it a possibility? Guys, can it happen? Yes. But what happened to your business then? You can close it, right? So it's a possibility. What happens if one day you get bored? And I know that most of you think you'll never get bored of your business, but I'm telling you, if you're a massage therapist, how many massage therapists do you have in the room? I'm just using it as an example. Okay, so we have quite a few of you, but think, translate it to your own business. How many of you are massage therapists but love what you're doing? I want to see 2 hands in the air. You enjoyed it. Okay, we have 1 hand. I want 2 hands in the air if you love it. All right, cool. Good. So we have quite a few people, right? Now, here's the problem. Today you're loving giving massages. So every day comes 5, 6, 7 people and you give them massage and you enjoy every second of it. However, you need to have 5 or 6 or 7 massages every day, 5 days a week in order to pay the bills. So you're doing that week after week after week, usually 45, 46, 48 weeks a year. At one point, 6 years down the road, 8 years down the road, 12 years down the road, it's not as joyful as it was before. Not because you don't enjoy massages, but because you have to do that. If you don't do that, if you want to take a month's vacation, you're actually going to see a very big dip in your bank account. And it's not just for the massage therapist, it's for all of you. Okay? When you do what you do and you have to do that, at one point it's not fun anymore. If I needed to give this training again and again and again because I have to pay the bills, I wouldn't enjoy that. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm enjoying myself here. Okay? That's what I love doing. Okay? And I'm doing it for a long time, and I'm stopping it, not because I'm not enjoying it, but because there's more things I want to do. Okay? But if I would have to do that in order to pay the bills, I wouldn't enjoy that as much. I will do that, but I wouldn't enjoy that. Actually, there's a lot of things that I stopped in my life because it was just not as much joyful to do. Okay, so I put it on a DVD or on a recording, and now everybody can enjoy that, but I don't have to do that anymore. Okay, but you don't have the choice because the business is worth nothing, and we need to change that. Okay, so as a master entrepreneur, you need to have 3 goals for your business. You need to have your working income as high as possible, passive income as high as possible, the worth of your business as high as possible. Is that making sense? Okay, now, most people, most struggling entrepreneurs, they have only 1 goal for the business. And as I mentioned before, if you have that 1 goal, that's usually the wrong goal. Because most of you, if you have a goal for your business financially, your goal is, I just want to make enough money to pay the bills. I just want to have a decent living, whatever that decent living is. I just want to have enough money to pay the bills. Or the worst, I just don't want to make less money than what I made in my last job. How many of you, your goals are somewhere in that direction, with all honesty? It's no put down. How many of you, your goal for money is about something like that? Okay? The reason why I'm saying it's the wrong goal is because you're putting a goal that is in defense. Okay? Imagine that you're in a football. We go back to the football, and you're playing a football team, and everybody's on defense. So you have 11 players that are playing in defense. I just don't want to lose, because that's what you're saying, right? I just don't want to lose. What are your chances to win? What are your chances to win, guys? 0. Okay? We want to win. It's a game. It's a game like any other games in life, and business is a game. You want to win. For win, you need to put goals that actually get you to run towards something. Those are the goals. Does that make sense? Yes. Wonderful. I'm going to let you work because that's important now that you get the point. I'm going to ask you to set goals for 5 years from now. Okay, so either you take 5 years, really 5 years from now, so that's the June 2021, or you put it at the end of 2021 for, 31st of December 2021. I want to know what will be the working income, the yearly working income for 2021. What will it be? In euros, or yens, or dollars, or whatever, liras, whatever your currencies. What will be your working income over the year 2021? Then I want you to write a number. What will be your passive income in 2021 over the year? And if somebody wants to buy your company in 2021, what will it be worth? I don't care what the number is. Okay? I don't care what the number is, but you need to have 3 numbers, and they need to be with a currency sign next to them, euro, dollar, whatever it is. Now, guys, I give you the time for that. People are always afraid to set goals, and they don't know how to set goals, and it's kind of scary to put big goals, etc. So what they do is they take the income that they have right now, and they start adding the 10% for next year, the 10% for next year, maybe 15% 3 years from now, and they calculate, and the calculators are coming out. Now, there's a better tool to set goals, and I want to share it with you because most people don't know it. And it's a pretty high-tech tool, but most of you will have access to it. And if you not, you might need to download from the app store. And it's called the Finger. Okay, it's a very special app. It's called the Finger. It's the second finger for most people. Some people it's the third finger, but for most people it's the second finger. So you need to put your app up in the air. Yeah, you need to put your app up in the air. This is your app. Yeah, I don't see everything. Until I don't see all the apps, I'm not going to work. All right, this is how you set goals in life, guys. In everything in life, not just in money, not just in business, in everything in life. What you're doing, this is your app, and you need to charge it. So you put it like this. And you say, this is what I want. That's how it works, guys. This is what I want. It's 5 years from now. There is so much time until then. This is what I want. How much money you're going to make in 2021 working, how much you're going to make passive, and how much your business is going to be worth. You have 1 minute to write down those 3 numbers. This is crucial. You need to understand about goals. If you don't set a goal, what are your chances to arrive there? What are your chances if you don't choose a goal? What are your chances to arrive? Yeah, you say 0. It's not really correct, okay? It's not accurate. It's close, but it's not accurate. If you don't have a goal right now, and what's your chances to get today to Amsterdam? It's not 0, right? You can walk around enough time or pick up some buses or whatever. You might get to Amsterdam, but it's very, very slim. However, if you set a goal, all of you, if you're setting a goal that tonight by 9:30 you're going to be in Amsterdam, what are your chances to be in Amsterdam tonight at 9:30? What are your chances? Very high. It's not 100%, guys. There's other cars in the street, in the road. There's other things. But your chances are very, very high. Would you agree? That's why it's so important to set goals. If you don't write goals right now because, oh, I can do that later, I'll think about it, I want to talk to my partner, I don't like the paper that Nisanda is giving me, I don't care what your excuse is, you will never put the goal. I'm asking you to put a goal right now. A goal is something that can be changed. If you feel like you want to change it tomorrow or later, that's okay. But we need to work with that, and you want to set something. I know that it's uncomfortable. We talked about success is outside of your comfort zone. So if it's not comfortable for you, if you're not used to do that, well, now I'm getting you used to that. Okay? It's a practice. And the more you do that, the better you become at that. So we need those 3 numbers. That's 5 years from now. Now, the good thing about 5 years from now, I don't know if it's a good thing, but, oh, that's a long time from now. I will not know Nisanda until then. It's not going to meet me in the street and ask me, how did I do? So I can put whatever I want. So let's make it a little bit closer to home. We start always with the long term, and in business, 5 years is quite long if you live in Europe. You know that in Japan, business plans having goals for 40 years. Okay? The Japanese are setting goals in their business plans for 40 years. Okay, so we are very much behind them. But 5 years in most businesses is very long, especially that things are changing so fast. Okay, I don't have a clue what will happen in 5 years, but I set the goals for 5 years. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a period that we call it a midterm. That's a long term. We're going to take a midterm, and that's 1 year from now. So we're going to take actually a look at this year or the next year, and I want to ask you to do only one of those, not to come up with 3 numbers, because for most of you, if you don't have any passive income today, and if your business is worth 0, in 1 year, it's not going to change a lot, because this takes time to learn how to do that. This we're teaching you in the financial freedom. This we're teaching you in the master entrepreneur. It takes time, even with us, even if we really know what we're doing, it will take time to learn and to implement that. So I don't want you to think about this for now, but I want you to think about this because you're all generating already working income. Let's see how we can make a working income that is actually making you excited. Okay? So I'm going to ask you to tell me, or not to tell me, but to write for yourself, what will be your financial goal for working income for next year? I want you to remember the MLR game. We played about an hour ago, or an hour and a half, we played the MLR game. And remember, your results were dependent on what you believe is possible for you, consciously or unconsciously. If you believe that what you can make next year is 30 or 40 or 50,000 euros, then that's probably what you will make. If you believe that you can make 150, that's probably what you will make, even if you don't know how. The how part is the easy. The difficult part is to make a commitment to go for something.